Listen, thankful Thursday. Don't get me excited about Friday because I'm looking like, oh wait, we still got a whole nother day. But yeah, so this is Dakisha Williams, your webinar strategist and business strategist, a host of the Influencer Summit 2023. Super excited. I see the comments are coming in. I see our guests are coming in. Oh, come on in here, y'all. Say good morning when you come in, please. I like to make sure that I am not talking to myself, okay? So yesterday, just to kind of reflect, and we're going to have some amazing content again. Let me see something. Let me look at this schedule real quick. Okay. So yesterday, we kicked it off with Latoya. Latoya talked to us about building our course as we go into 2024. You know me, I am famous about, sell it, then service it. So, hey, Lauren, good morning. Come on in and say good morning, y'all. Come on in and say good morning. Hi, Phyllis. Good morning. What do I want to say? Don't hide this event from people. If you got something out of yesterday, put an emoji in the comment. If you walked away with something valuable information, I want you to drop an emoji in the comments, okay? And what was right now in this moment? What was let's see. The one thing that stood out for you yesterday? What was the one thing that stood out for you yesterday? I had so many. Hold on a second. I had some notes that I was writing yesterday. Oh, I know. Pam Perry presented yesterday, and she talked about following the 10 media outlets that you would like to be in and monitor them for 30 days. And so if my team is on here, can you put that in Slack so we can make that a part of our routine? I think that was an eye opener for me. Let me look at my 100 pages of notes. Exactly. Deborah Daniel was one of the keynotes for yesterday, and she made a point about having the right systems in place. And so if you notice, we have text messages going out, we have emails going out. That's an email marketing. Let me put everything on Do Not Disturb. I'm glad I thought about it. That is an email marketing, system. That's a system that we actually use. We have a proprietary system for, your outsourcing club members. Anybody purchase tickets to the 10K workshop? Who in here purchased their ticket to the 10K workshop? Say me. If you purchase your ticket to the 10K workshop, say me. And here's the thing, right? So check this out. You're going to get the benefits or the best of both worlds. I just got an invite to travel. I can't share all the details, but I will share them. Only a very few handful of people know about what I'm getting ready to share. So I was invited to go to an event with one of the top influencers in this space. She said, I got my ticket yesterday. Yes, Stephanie, congratulations. And just so happened the event, I told you, did you see the landing page? I'm thinking maybe 800 to 1,000 people in the room. So it just so happened it's going to be on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So I had to make an executive decision yesterday. But this is the beautiful part about it. So if you purchase your ticket yesterday, and I tell you what, if you get your ticket today as well, I am going to do a bonus session. So it's a pre-workshop session on November the 30th. So our event was supposed to be the 1st and the 2nd. There's a very, very, very 99.9% chance that I'm going to be traveling on the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, actually. So here's what I did for you. Hey, show. I decided at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm going to do a pre-workshop just for the people that purchased yesterday and if you purchase today. Fair enough? Is that fair? And we moved the dates to, drum roll please, because it was December 1st and 2nd. We moved the dates to December 22nd and 23rd. Is that fair? So not only do you get the 2 days, you get additional 2-hour session to get you ready for the 2-hour workshop, the 10K workshop. Yep, absolutely. So it's a Friday and Saturday. So we going all in. Like, ain't no need of slowing down. It's time to go into 2024 ready. So yeah, we doing it the 22nd, 23rd. It's going to be in the morning. That's all right. I'm wrapping it up at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, we out of there. We might even extend Friday so y'all can cook on Saturday. I'm here for it because I'm going to be doing the same thing. So just let me know. If you want to do it the 21st and 22nd, I'm game. So y'all can have y'all Saturday. I'm game for it. I just want to make sure that the people that purchased yesterday, not only do you get the 2 hours on the 20, what did I say? I forgot the dates now. On the 30th. Always 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Is how I always do mine. But on that Thursday or Friday, we can extend it to 5 and shorten Saturday. I'm flexible. Like, I'm totally flexible. It's all like I do this full time. So if y'all wanted to do it on a Monday, I'll do it on a Monday. Okay. But I typically like to do it on the weekends. That's, convenient for you all. And the only reason why I pushed it, to the end, I'll be traveling for my birthday. Well, we're doing a retreat the second week in Matthews, Virginia. We're doing a retreat 7th, 8th, and 9th. And I have an event. I'm traveling for my birthday my birthday is the 12th, so I'm traveling that weekend. So the next available weekend was that weekend. Oh, I could have did the 15th and the 16th. Oh no, that's when I'm traveling. So I just wanted to put that out there. But DM me, message me if you got any questions. We still gonna kick it off. I'll do a poll. Matter of fact, let's do a poll. How about that? That's what we're here for. Just in case you rather do it on that Thursday and Friday and have your Saturdays to yourself. Let's create a poll. 10K workshop. Thursday and Friday. I love this. Or Friday and Saturday. So that is Saturday, December 23rd or December 22nd. I'm going to publish. I'm going to show the poll on stage. Well, I won't show it on stage. All right. So listen, if you are watching us on Facebook, we are kicking off day 2 of the Influencer Summit. The poll can be found. Stephanie in plate and I can't even get it out. And she's in second place. Latoya is still hanging in strong at first place. So we've got a contest going on. Let me see if I can share the rankings in the feed. So Latoya is hanging in first place. Our first place winner gets 100 Million Leads book by Alex Hermosi. All right. So I'll be shipping this out. So the leaderboard contest ends when the summit ends today. All right. So if you have not registered, you can still register if you're watching me on Facebook. Come on in and join the contest for the leaderboard. So this is first place prize. I'm like, what? Second place gets a 30-minute conversation with me. So they get a 30-minute strategy session with myself, of course. And looks like Stephanie has taken that place right now. She says, stand down, Stephanie, stand down. Stephanie coming for your book. Stephanie is coming for your book, Latoya. No, I get it. I get it, Stephanie. And then third place is a free ticket to the 10K workshop that we're going to be hosting. Unfortunately, I did have to change the dates. So we're looking at, I don't know, Stephanie got me thinking maybe the 21st and 22nd. But I want to make sure for my people that's working, I'll even do it in the evening for y'all. Like I'll even do it at like 5 to 9 for you guys. So that's how dedicated I am to making sure that you all get what it is that you need. All right. So for those of you all that are in the chat, tell me where you're tuning in from. Where are you from? Drop your state in the chat. Major takeaway from yesterday: plan, do, and review. I struggle with the do part because I am recovering perfectionist and the struggle for me is real. Tell me about it, sister. Dallas, Texas. All right, so today, let me look at the itinerary, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how to enroll people into your high ticket program. If you have a high ticket program, comment in the chat, me. If you have a high ticket program, comment in the chat, me. Okay, more South Carolina. I love it. More South Carolina. Phoenix, Arizona. High ticket program, Kenyatta. What's the price of your high ticket program? Concord, North Carolina is tuning in near Charlotte, Virginia. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So as you guys are dropping where you are, so listen, if you have a high ticket program, I want you to drop me in the comments. If you don't, tell me, like, talk to me. What is it that, what type of program do you have? Birmingham, Alabama. All right, I see Crystal Ash. So there's 2 feeds. That was another reason why I wanted to come on early. There's 2 feeds. Franklin, Pennsylvania. There is an event feed and then there is a chat. So if you look right here by my face, I'm thinking that it looks the same way. I need to log in from something else so that I can see what it is that you see. But you should see some icons. So you should see like a little chat, a little 2 little Q&As. I don't know if that's for me or not. Maybe I'll sign in so I can help y'all. But I want to make sure that you all know that there is, 2 chats. Just so, because some people are chatting in the event feed. So I saw Alabama in the event feed, and then I see some people in the main, this session's chat. So I am in this session's chat as we are preparing for day 2. All right. So our behavior superpower certification is $3,000. Perfect. So for me, that is a core program. All right. So that's kind of your middle tier, your core program. And so let me ask you something, Kenyatta, because I've worked with you before. Do you have a higher ticket price product? Okay. Takeaway from yesterday: go deep and wide with your relationships. Deanna Jean, shout out to Deanna Jean. I love that too. And she's going to be in my neck of woods. And I'm sad that I am going to, I won't be able to make it. I won't be able to make it. And I forgot. Oh yeah, I won't be able to make it. Okay. Southfield, Michigan. Stephanie says I need a program. Okay. Not a problem. Well, you're going to be in a part of the workshop. So that's going to be good for you. And that's one of the reasons why I was like, oh, the pre-workshop will be super good because we'll talk about the core offer. For the event chat, close the X in the top right-hand corner. It should display the chat, the session chat. Thank you. I appreciate that because, I'm looking at it, but it might be from a host perspective. All right. So how many of you are ready to enroll clients into your high ticket program? I know Kenyatta is already enrolling people into her program, but I'm pretty sure she'd love to enroll more, right? Another takeaway is idea plus implementation equals income. That's my new mantra. I love it. Y'all know that's my favorite saying. All right, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that a little bit, right? So let's enroll more. So here's the thing, like when you want to enroll more people into your high ticket program, you've got to start with the end in mind. And I'm literally going to teach you guys this from my heart. It was laid on me to teach you something that you can use that goes into the end of this quarter and the beginning of next year. So bear with me. Sometimes I am God-led, heart-led. I don't have a script. This is just what I know to be true. So it just was on me. I don't have no presentations. I don't have no slide. This is, some of y'all have been with me for a while. Y'all know how I do. So pay attention because there is no recording. And some of the times when God puts it on me, I put it out and I cannot remember what I just said. That's crazy, right? But it's real. And so one of the things that I want to tell you is, and I want you to type this in the chat, I want you to start with the end in mind. All right. Start with the end in mind. And the reason that we start with the end in mind is because we have to know where we want to go. In order to plan it out, in order to map it out, we have to know where it is that we want to go. So here's what I want you to understand. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write in the comment, what is your financial goal for the next, 60 days, 45 to 60 days. How much money do you want to generate? If you don't have a program and you don't have a plan, your question is, how much do you want to generate in the first quarter? How much revenue do you want to generate in the first quarter? So if you want to make $5,000 a month, then you want to make $15,000 in the first quarter. It's 3 months and a quarter. That's $5,000 per month. That's $15,000 for the entire quarter. Yes, start with the end in mind. Perfect. All right, so if we've got a $15,000 quarterly goal, what are we going to do to get there? Now, some of you may have a problem with pricing. All right, so let's talk about that a little bit. So here's kind of how I do my pricing. No right or wrong answer. Everyone may do theirs differently when you have a course or a program. Now, I'm going to teach you from what I implemented when I started in 2018. Toya, help me stay on track, please. So some of you may or may not know, when I started doing programs and courses, my first course was the Webinar Success Blueprint. Anybody on here under the sound of my voice actually took the Webinar Success Blueprint course or has access to it? When I first started on this journey, that program was priced at $35 a week. One of my clients that is in my monthly membership actually paid $35 a week for this program. Once I got into coaching and I hired a coach, I priced the course at $697. Now that course was 8 weeks. It was $697, and there was 2 levels to that course. The first level was a done with you, where I would pre-record the content and then they would come live for my Q&A. So I was not teaching live. I sold it and then I serviced it. Got it? So I would make sure that I recorded the content for week number 1, and it was loaded into the membership portal prior to the week. Come on. And I pre-recorded it right on Zoom. Super easy, right? And then by next week, their next quarter would probably be released on a Friday. All right. So then we had the second level, which was an upgrade, and the upgrade was $14.97. They may have gotten a one-on-one 30-minute, maybe even a 60-minute session with me. All right. So that's how I price mine. So we're talking about pricing real quick, and then we're going to go back to starting with the end in mind. So typically when there is a course, when you see courses out here, courses can range anywhere from $97 to $19.97, to be quite honest with you. It depends on the value that you put into the program. And I want you to type in the comment value. It's going to be based on the value that you put into the program. I can put 8 weeks of content in a program, in a digital program, and I can sell it for $697. I can sell it for $997. I can sell it for $14.97, right? Because it depends on how much additional bonuses that I put into that program. Got it? So that's a digital course. Now, one of the things that we know to be true is the closer they get to you, the higher the price goes. I want you to write that down. So the closer they get to you, the higher the price goes. So here is the digital products, right? The $497s, the $997s. Then you have the live trainings, $997, $1997, $2,997. So we have a mastermind program that is $3,000. That's a 90-day, $3,000 mastermind. Some of my mastermind members might be in here. Some of my mastermind members, that old mastermind members, might be in here. It's 90 days and it's every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. I train for an hour, but they get me live. Do you hear me? Live, $3,000, 90 days. Write that down. So that's a mastermind style. I have a done for you where we will build your entire webinar funnel. So when it's done for you, that means they get more of your time. What do you think happens to the price? Somebody type it in the chat. What happens to the price when they get more of your time? And especially if Dakisha has to put her hands on it. If Dakisha has to put her hands on it, or my team, is my team in the house? If my team is in the house, type team in the chat. I thought I saw some of them in the chat. Of course, Dr. Sonia, the price is going to go up. It's going up, baby. It's going up, baby. Hey, Aaron. So if I have to put my hand on it, then that price is going up. Hey, Christy, does any of you have a done for you solution? Meaning that you will come into their business and you will implement on their behalf. Not Jaleese, good morning, dear. So we have a done for you. We have a total studio day. No less than $7,000 to come into the studio. Period, point blank. If we build out, funnels and videos and 15 grand, no less. It's time. There's overhead, there's team, there's hard costs. So how many of you, by raise of hand in the chat, how many of you have a better understanding of how pricing works in this online space? How many of you have a better understanding of how the pricing works in this space? You can actually, tap with hearts, or you can put an emoji in the chat. All right. And if you want clarification, let me know. That's what we're here for. This is a learning session. And then you'll have some facilitators this afternoon. But this right now is a learning session. If you're learning something, I want you to type learn in the chat. I am very interactive. Even though I can't necessarily see you, I can't reach out and touch you then, but I want to make sure that you're picking up what I'm putting down. Got it? All right. So now that we have an idea of what we want to offer, we have an idea of a price point that we want to offer. Excellent. I love that you're learning. I love it. All right. So now we go back to that dollar amount, and I'm just going to use a person that wanted $15,000, right? The person that wanted $15,000, do you have an idea of how much you want to possibly charge for your program? If you do, I want you to put it in the chat, because what that's going to help you do is identify how many units need to be sold. I think it was Dr. Sonia. I'm not particularly sure. All right. What's the price point of your product? If in the last 10 minutes you've developed a price point for your product, I want you to drop it in the chat. All right. Again, I'm here to help somebody. I love it. I love it. So let's just say the person that was $15,000. Let's just say that your product was $3,000. All right, for the sake of easy math. So you would need to sell. Gwen, I see you on both. Make sure you share it out. You would need to sell 5 units every month of $3,000 in order to get to your revenue goal. Now, here's the beautiful thing about it. Every person that you speak to is not going to be ready, willing, and able to buy. So now it's about determining how many people do I need to talk to in order to get to those 5 people that I need to sell. I want you to write that down. How many people do I need to talk to in order to get to the 5 people that I need in order to close to make my goal? So there is a profit triangle that I always I teach from. You're gonna have to bear with me. You're gonna have to draw this one out. So I want you to draw a triangle on your paper. All right. When you draw a triangle, I want you to. It's gonna look. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it just like. Oh, is there a whiteboard on here? Don't mind. I'm gonna draw it for you because I want you to have it right. All right, so I want it to look like this. I think it has 5 lines in it. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Can y'all see that? Can you see that? I want you to draw a triangle. And you don't have to have your lines all the way out here, but if you want to take notes on your line, you can take notes on your lines. So there's a little bit of delay. So I'm just going to hold it up for just a little bit longer. I call this the profit triangle. And you're going to understand why I use this triangle. If you're ready, type in the chat, ready. If you're ready, type in the chat, ready. Awesome. All right, Dr. Sonia, let's go. So in that first box, I want you to write 3%. 3%. 3% of the people that are online, or if you have an audience of 500 people, 3% of the people that are in that audience, top box. Good question. Top box, very top of the triangle. I want you to write 3%. 3% of the people that are in your audience are ready, willing, and able buyers. I want you to write ready, willing, and able buyers. So if you've ever run ads, if you've ever run any type of ads, they tell you that the click-through rate, the average click-through rate, anybody knows the answer, should be 1 to 3%. The numbers don't lie. That's the one thing I know. The numbers don't lie. Right? So they'll tell you your CTR. I'm gonna pull up mine and see if because I got some ads running. Let's see if I can see my CTR. There it is. My CTR for all is 4.39 and 5.61%. So that's very good. That's a very good CTR for someone who's running ads, right? What does that mean? 1 to 3% of cold leads online are ready, willing, and able to buy or to work with Dakisha. These are cold leads, y'all. Okay? And I'm going to show you why you feel like you're struggling in your business. The next triangle in the next box, I want you to type 7. So the second box from the top, 7%. These individuals just need a little bit of nurturing, right? They may be, they may be familiar with who you are. Got it? They may know a little bit about who you are. They may know a little bit about what it is that you do. But They need a little bit extra explaining as to why your product, type my product in the chat. Type my product in the chat. They need a little bit extra hand holding about why my product, why my, what I call the ultimate goal of transformation. The ultimate goal of transformation. What is it that you do to transform lives and transform businesses? They just need a little bit more education on why do I need to work with Dr. Sonia? Why does Dr. Sonia's product, how is that going to change my business and or my life? That's the 7%. That's where the nurturing comes in. That's where the consistency comes in. Type consistency. How many of you yesterday said you had an email list? Right? Me, I have an email list. Okay. Some of you made the commitment yesterday to grow that email list, right? Guess what you can do with that email list? You can nurture the 7%. Is this making sense to you? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So now you see why the importance of an email campaign is important. It's important. It's because them being on your list and staying on your list is a part of the nurture. It's the buyer's journey. Who missed the buyer's journey yesterday? Anybody remember the buyer's journey yesterday? That's why it's important to start to build your email list. Because now you become a part of my community, my tribe, right? And you're going to open my email so that you are educated on how to build your business using webinars, how to build your business by using a conversion mechanism in your business. Does it make sense? All right, perfect. So that's 7%. So the third box down is 30%. I love this group. I love the 30% group. This 30% group are the people that are like, I'm not sure that webinars will work for me. I'm not sure. And you can insert webinars or replace the word webinars with the name of your program, right? I'm not sure that webinars will work for me because I'm a tax specialist. I'm a realtor. I am a financial advisor. I'm not sure that, I don't see how this would work in my business. So what do? I go out and teach. I go out and create content that shows you how a realtor can use a webinar funnel, how a life coach can use a webinar funnel, how a financial advisor can use an automated webinar funnel to nurture their audience and close more clients. It's about the teaching, the educating. Your job as an educator, your job as a coach, your job as an expert. And I want you to write this down. My job as an expert is to educate my audience. That's your number one job. Period. Point blank. If you educate them, you don't have to sell them. That's the beautiful thing about it. Nurture the 7%. Come on, Darlene. Nurture the 7%. So if you educate that 30%, they will become a client. Because eventually they become ready, willing, and able to buy. Right? So you got the people that say, I don't necessarily know if it's going to work for me. Right? Then you've got the 1, 2, 3, fourth box. 30% in the fourth box. I want you to type 30% in that fourth box. If you educate, then you don't have to sell. You don't. I'm telling you. I love this. I love this stuff. All right. So that the fourth box is 30%. And They just flat out, it's not gonna work for me. Period. The other 30% was, I'm on the fence. I've heard about webinars. I've seen people do them. I don't necessarily know. I don't know. That's gonna work for me. Right? Then you got this 30% like, nah, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to deal with technology. I get so many. I get so many objections. It's absolutely crazy, right? The technology is complicated. People don't show up to webinars. Webinars don't sell. Masterclasses are difficult. Boot camps. This entire conference is being recorded. Got it? All right. So that 30%, my job. What is my job? My job is to show you how you can get 120 leads to come out to show up into your webinar. My job is to show you our exact strategy that we use in our business that will get you 30 people on every single webinar if you implement the processes that we teach you. So that's one of the things that we're going to be teaching in the 10K workshop. It's the exact formula on how you get 120 leads to 240 every single month if you implement the strategies that I give you. So every time I do any type of workshop masterclass, I'm going to teach you the strategies on how to get 120 to 240 leads on your training. Take out the word webinar, because some people just don't even they want to do a masterclass, a boot camp, what have you. That's fine. But I can show you how you can get up to 240 leads for every training every single time. But you have to implement the strategies that we give you. Got it? So when I teach that 30%, so you mean to tell me that I can do a training? Wait a minute. I can do a training and I can talk to 120 people versus doing one-on-one sales calls 5 times a day, 6 days a week. Hold on a minute. Call me, Keisha. Let me get on your calendar, girl. Ain't that how they say, LaToya? I'm just going to sip my coffee for a second. Is this helping anybody? I just want to know. I mean, because if it's not helping anybody, I can go ahead and go on to our next speaker, our first speaker. Go and get you some coffee, Dr. Dr. Sonia. Go and get you some coffee. I understand, darling. Is this helping you? Yes. I love it. But here's the thing. And Toya, don't let me get off thought. My last thought was the last 30%, right? Don't let me get off thought. But I see something that I got to speak on. Helping me, definitely. I love it. Here's the beautiful thing about what we do as coaches and consultants and authors and speakers, right? The fact that one of my current clients is in the chat and says, this is helping me. Why does that stand out? Because here is what I need you to understand. It doesn't matter how many times you teach the same content. When they hear it multiple times, something else points out or something else sticks out. They get a nugget every time you teach. Make sense? So I love, Darlene says, this is helping me. Darlene's in the mastermind. Darlene hears me teach every Tuesday, sometimes twice on a Tuesday. And the fact that she's able to still pick up something is huge. That's huge. Got it? So don't ever think that when you teach and when you train that if you're repeating the same message or if you're giving your signature presentation that you're doing it in vain. Please don't ever think that you're doing it in vain. Because your message you have to touch your ideal client 7 to 10 times in order for the message to resonate or for them to make a decision. Got it? And sometimes we need to touch them that 7 to 10 times even faster in this space that we are in, only because there's so much noise online. All right. Okay, so back to my point of the profit triangle. I want to make sure I ain't lose my thought. So watch this come all together. Thank you, dear. So when you add it up, so the last box is 30%, and here's what the last box does. Anybody heard the parable or the story of the dog that sits on the nail on the porch and howls? Right? So that bottom box, if you can just draw a picture of a dog or whatever, because that is a person that is in pain and does not want to solve their problem. Apparently, the pain is not enough to make them want to change. Do I need to say that again? Come on now. The last box is the people that are not in enough pain, right? Just think about, a toothache. That person in that last box is probably using oral gel, right? Because they keep trying to cover it up. Oh, I just put a little oral gel on it and I'm good, right? But it hasn't gotten to the point where they need a root canal or they need to go to the dentist. A specialist, might I add. A specialist, not a generalist. If you need a root canal, are they going to a specialist or a generalist? Type it in the comments. That is why they know me as the webinar queen. Why? Because I specialize. Is that a pal? I love it. That is why I specialize in webinar funnels. When people want to build a funnel, they come to Dakisha. Why? Because I am a specialist. I'm not a generalist. Now, for my clients that are on here, do I teach business and holistics and marketing and, and sales and how to get more clients and how to close more clients, how to have how to have profitable conversations? Do I teach that? Yes, but that is not what I lead with. I lead with a conversion mechanism on how you can convert more clients in your business and create consistent leads in your business. All right. So let me go back real quick. It is God that I am getting this because I have a message in my inbox from a young lady to coach her and get life back on track. You better come on now. Come on, Dr. Sonia Gray. The pain is not enough to make a change. Come on now, teach us. I'm just doing what I've been led to do. Like I said, do y'all see a PowerPoint? This is 12 years of experience. Yes. You see the shirt? You said the webinar queen that get it done. You better come on, somebody. Yeah, you see the shirt. The shirt, you can get the shirt on the webinar store. If you want a shirt, you get a shirt. All right. So the reason I love it. Thank you. She said it's in you. The reason that I wanted to show you the triangle, here is why. How many of you feel like your market is saturated? Hey, Natika, welcome in. How many of you feel like your market is saturated, right? Do you feel like there's a lot of people that are doing what it is that you want to do in your business? If you feel that way, I just want you to raise your hand. You can put an emoji in the comments. Just raise your hand. And I'm going to tell you why. This right here is going to change your life when I tell you why. Don't fall, because we got a whole day left, right? Don't fall out your chair when I tell you this. But listen up. If you've ever felt that your market is saturated, if you've ever felt that people are not hearing you because there's so many other people in the space that's doing what you do, let me tell you why. It's because you're marketing to the 3%. I just told you I'm running an ad. How many people run ads on social media? Period. It's because you're marketing to the 3%. No, 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 no. That 3% in that ad is just how you get to know Dakisha. Got it? That's only how you get to know who Dakisha is. You get to watch some 5-minute videos and learn my name. Got it? But my job is to tell you today, if you are under the sound of my voice, it's time for you to market to the 67%. You see this middle right here? God almighty, if that was a word, I want you to type in the chat. Cow! That's a lesson right there by itself. I need you to market to the 67%. Stop trying to market to everybody else that's running the ads, right? That is nothing but an entryway to your funnel. If you know anything about a funnel, the funnel starts here and then it comes down here, right? So you have the awareness. I taught this yesterday. The awareness, the consideration, and the conversion. Conversion is at the bottom of the funnel. Your job is to market to the 67%. Start with the end in mind. Come, I got a hallelujah on this training. Come on now. You already know what product that you want to sell because we talked about it, right? So that tells me that you know who you want. You know who you're called to serve. That's what that tells me. Then that tells me that, okay, so Dakisha talked to me about the price point today and how much I'm going to charge. But now she told me to stop trying to market to the 3% of people that are on social media. Watch this. I'm going to go ahead and give you this free tip. How many of you are in my private Facebook group? Anybody in my private Facebook group? If you're not, I'm getting ready to give you the link so you can come and join it. Come on now. If you're in my private Facebook group, you are now a part of the 67%. You are now a part of the 67%. Why is that? That's because, come on. You better come on, Darlene. Come on with the webinar queen quotes. But watch this. I'm streaming right now. We are streaming right now to Facebook, right? Why? It's for awareness. Come on, Stephanie, you in the group, right? So my job is to market to the people that's in my group. My group gets special content, special training. They get first. I put an offer. I put a post in the Facebook group earlier this week to get access to the workbook that we're building. And if they wanted first dibs, because I hadn't announced it to the public, right? That's where they get more in-depth training from Dakisha. That's where they get to know, like, and trust Dakisha. What do I use that for? To invite them to a conversion mechanism. How are you converting sales right now in your business? If you're watching me live, you're in a room. Because listen, after this session, that live stream going off, you got to be in the room. Come on. How many of you actually have a conversion mechanism? That conversion mechanism might be sales calls, right? It could be a masterclass. It could be a boot camp. But when I market to the 67%, I invite them to my masterclass. I invite them to my webinars. Let me show you a perfect example. I'm going to type this in the chat. Matter of fact, Latoya, can you type this in the chat? So, this is how we enroll more people into, God almighty, our high ticket programs. It's a process. Building an online business and building a business is a process. It is not something that happens overnight. All right. So if you market to the 67%, so I use live stream for awareness and I use webinars for conversion. So everyone that has access to this live stream, they're going to watch this content and they're going to be like, gosh, she was dropping some nuggets. I want to follow her. I want to join her group. I want to, if she has a live event, I want to be in her space. How many of you right now, this is the first time hearing the sound of my voice? Like, this is the first time that you've ever heard me train. That is why we do these particular events. The summit is an awareness strategy. Live stream is an awareness strategy. Trust the process. Absolutely. All right. So what else? What is it? What I was going to tell you something. Oh, I wanted to give you an example. So if you use live stream for awareness, whenever you do any type of content marketing online, you always want to have a CTA. Type CTA. What is that? A CTA is a call to action. I love that y'all are taking notes. Note takers are money makers. I love it. All right. So whenever you do any type of live stream, so I love to market my business with video. You use a CTA. Welcome, Dr. Sonia. Welcome, Crystal. All right. Listen, a call to action. Let me show you a call to action. You can do this one on your phone if you want to do this one on your phone. All right. Dr. Stevie gave out hers. Hey, Dr. Stevie. She gave out hers yesterday. Watch this. Whenever I go live, I always say, if you want to generate leads in your business, if you want to create consistent webinars, if you want to create consistent revenue in your business, if you want to create consistent leads in your business. Now, mind you, I just told you guys that I'm going to be teaching how to generate 120 to 240 leads in your business by being a part of our 10K workshop. The pre-workshop is going to be November the 30th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we're going to put a link if you want to be a part of this 10K workshop. But the example CTA that I use when I go live is www.createconsistentleads.com. If someone can type that in the chat, because I want to share it on the screen. If someone can type it in the chat, I want to share it on the screen. www.createconsistentleads.com. I greatly appreciate it. And hopefully I can do this without making any noise. Thank you, Gwenny. I appreciate you. All right, so we want to show this. We want to pin it to the stage, right? And the reason why I'm showing you that is that's a lead magnet, y'all. It's a mini webinar. Somebody type mini webinar. Y'all finna learn today. It's a mini webinar, right? It doesn't always have to be a 45-minute, 60-minute, 90-minute webinar presentation. That is just a taste of what you can learn by working with Takesha. I think it's about, somehow when I train, I kind of go overboard. So I, consistent. Oh, thank you. She said, hold on, let me show this one on stage, right? CreateConsistentLeads.com. Yes, CreateConsistentLeads.com. Thank you. So when you go in, it's going to ask for, and you don't have to do it now. I'm not telling you guys to do it now, but I just want you to see, right? So when you go in, it asks for your email address. I don't even ask for the phone number, not on this one. And the reason why I don't ask for the phone number is because it is one of the tools that we use to run ads. And when you run ads, the less information you collect, the cheaper the actual ad cost is. That is the only reason why we are not collecting all the information, because my people know we collect phone numbers, we collect email addresses anytime we host a live training, period, point blank. If you signed up for the summit, you gave me your phone number because I probably sent you a text this morning. Got it? All right. So I can send the 67% of the people that are watching my videos to my mini webinar. Did anybody have an aha moment this morning? Have we had any aha moments yet? Any aha moments? I love it. I love it. I'm going to stop in just a second. I'm going to slow down in just a second. What the face is that? All right. So perfect. So let me back up. Start with the end in mind. Start with the end in mind. What are you going to offer? What's your core offer? What is your core offer? Right? How much do you want to generate in your business in the first quarter? How many units do you need to sell? What mechanism, what vehicle will you use to convert them into clients? Where are you going to use a masterclass? Are you going to use a webinar? Are you going to use a boot camp? Are you going to do a live event? Are you going to do a virtual event? What mechanism are you going to use to convert them into clients? When you determine that, that's when you start to put together the messaging. So in the 10K workshop, we have done a content marketing intensive. If anybody has watched my page, I can put out 15 videos in 3 days, right? And just use it to drive traffic. I can use it for ads. So we'll be spending time teaching the content marketing intensive of how you too can put together content that attracts your ideal client, because that's going to be how you market yourself so that you get people to raise their hand to say, I want to work with you. So Nachalise, would you be so kind as to drop the link to the 10K workshop? The pre 10K workshop is going to be November 30th to from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I've adjusted the time because there is a 99% chance that I will be traveling on December the 1st, which was the initial dates. We have moved the dates to later in December, which we will clarify, and I will make it accessible for those of you that have purchased or purchases today. The price is $67 if you purchase right now. It is going up to $97 after our lunch break. And after this summit, it's going to go up. What did I say? 127? So if Nachalise, if you're there, I don't know, Gemma is there. There you go. If you could, thank you. Do me a favor and drop that link. I greatly appreciate it. So if you've learned anything, now mastermind members, do not purchase a ticket, please, because I don't feel like giving no refunds. If you are a coaching student, a current coaching student or mastermind member, you will automatically get access to the 10K workshop. I am going to show basically what I am walking you through right now is your pre-planning. You don't even know I'm walking you through the product launch blueprint that I teach. So you will go through this entire product launch blueprint so that you can launch and you can use the exact blueprint that I use and I have my clients to use in their business. You will get access to this workbook that we're creating. And you'll get access to the training. All the trainings will be recorded. You'll get access to it. So if you decide that you want to be a part of the 10K workshop, that is the registration. It is $67 right now. After lunch, it will be $97. Period, point blank. And that's, to be honest with you, that's a Black Friday type of deal. All right. But anywho, so that's one of the things that, we teach, because one of the main things that you have to do is create the visibility, like Dr. Stevie said. How do you do that? You've got to show up online. Now, I want you to be honest. And I think I asked this yesterday. How many of you consistently market yourself? And if you don't, why not? Talk to me. Why not? And this is an opportunity for you to ask questions too. Welcome to those that are just joining in. I am doing a teaching segment on how to Mechanicsville. Is that Lawrence That's Lawrence Roberts. What's going on, Lawrence? I appreciate you joining in and listen and tuning in. Teaching you how to enroll more clients into your high ticket program. All right. And this is super important for those of you all that, some of you all don't even have a program, and that's okay. It's definitely okay. And this is just the morning session. I felt, you know, that somebody needed to hear this, whether it be online or in this particular summit. And I wanted to share this information before we bring on Kenyatta. Kenyatta, are you still there? We might get you started a little bit earlier. Not a problem. Hopefully it's not a problem. But so we got one person that does weekly, but not daily. Okay. I don't promote myself because of the competitive of the coaching market. God almighty. So hopefully you just learned something from the training that I did today, Dr. Sonia. I hope that you learn that it's time for you to show up in your business and market because someone is waiting for you. Let me tell you, and I was going to say this, but I didn't want to get thrown off. So here's the thing about it, right? Dr. Sonia, I don't know you and I haven't met you. That's not a problem. It's okay. We good. Don't worry about it. I don't know you and I've never met you. But let me ask you this. You're in the coaching market. Who coaches like Dr. Sonia Gray? Is there anybody out there that has the thumbprint like Dr. Sonia Gray? So I don't care how many people that are out there coaching in this space. I'm going to show up as me, as Dakisha. I don't care how many people include webinar training in their coaching program. Do y'all know how many people include webinar training in their program? Do you think that's going to stop Dakisha? Absolutely not. You want to know why? Because they always show up in my inbox with detailed questions that they're not learning in these other coaching programs. Because when somebody's including my topic in their program, they're generalists, not a specialist. Period. All right. So let's go back. Okay. Hey, Lawrence. Great to be here and hear what you have to offer today. Several times a week, however, going back to consistent daily engagement. Absolutely. Nobody can do what Dr. Gray can do. The person that does not promote themselves as a secret agent, there's only one Dr. Sonia Gray. Your vibe, I love that. Your vibe will attract your tribe. Mr. Roberts is all in my business. She's a change agent. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, as I finish out this segment, are there any specific questions that you have about your business? Any specific questions that you have about your business? How do you build a trustworthy team? That is a very good question. So here's what I have done in the past 8 years. That's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. So it starts out with vetting them first. All right. It starts out with vetting them first. And because of what I do in my business, there's four parts to my company. A lot of people don't know. So I have coaching and consulting. We just launched a publishing entity to our company. We have the outsourcing club, which is virtual assistants. And then we own software. So we're a software company. So there's very intricate parts to my company. So I have to be very, very mindful when I hire someone to come on board, because the business is not typical of a coaching practice. So I have to vet them. I need to know, what is your experience? And I use Upwork. I used to use Fiverr. I will say you get what you pay for. So if you have been taught that to go find the cheapest person to do whatever it is, whatever service that you're looking for. I've been taught that you get what you pay for. So if you go on Fiverr and you get a $5 person, don't get me wrong, you might luck up and find somebody that's good. But at the same time, there's a higher chance that the quality is not going to be there. No shade to Fiverr, because, you know, I've used Fiverr in the past. I found transcriptions, some graphic artists and things like that. But I know what she's going to say. So yes, I vet them, and there are tools that we use to vet that Kenyatta is going to teach in her segment. So I vet my people. I do a series of interviews. There are very specific questions that I ask in an interview segment. And if you don't know certain things, you know, you have to make that decision, Dr. Sonia, of whether or not you want to teach them. The other question, I'll give you some other tips that we use in our company too. So, because the word trustworthy stands out to me. Here's what we do at Visions Consulting. Every team member, my team is in the chat, type team, right? I actually had her take a Colby assessment. Kenyatta's going to talk about some other things that you can do, but I had Latoya take a Colby assessment. I needed to make sure that she was aligned with me and thought like me as like an integrator, right? So I had to make sure that she can step in my place as my project manager. And it was very, 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 like, we were very close in our Colby assessment. And that's one of the things that validated bringing Latoya on board. So we do use assessments as well. But you said trustworthy. So let me tell you a couple of things that I do. So we use Slack, and these are great questions. So we use Slack. We use everyone on my team. You see team? Everybody said team. Everyone on my team, Dr. Sonia, has a Visions Consulting email. They have a Visions Consulting email. And this is a great question. So I hope that you're here when Candace is teaching. All right. So now, because now we're going into operations of business. Y'all see how we just segued from generating revenue and putting people into your core program into how to operate. I love it. This is what I do. This is my jam. It's my juice. All right. So, and this goes back to the word that she used, was trustworthy. Everyone in my company has a Visions Consulting email. You cannot access anything in my company without your Visions Consulting email, period, point blank. Here's another thing that we do. We make all of our team members get LastPass. LastPass.com. LastPass. All of my team, and watch this. Because I've had a team for like 8 years, and I've had team members that come in, take my entire process and go and sell it. Some of that stuff you just can't do. Oh, that reminds me. Come on. Girl, Dr. Sonia, you take me whole row. Is this helping anybody else? I hope it is. And we ain't even started yet. We haven't even started yet. So we use LastPass, right? Because I'm an implementer, we do done for you services. So my clients share their passwords with me. And so in order to get the passwords, they have to have LastPass. And so I share the passwords via LastPass because security reasons. We don't want passwords shifting through Slack and passwords shifting through emails and things like that. So somebody write this in the comments, because I think the comments are like recorded somewhere. So number one, every team member has an email address for your company, especially if they're client facing. Got it? Every team member has a company email, especially if they're client facing. We use what is it? Google Suite. Is it Google Suite? Google Business Suite is what we use for my team. And everyone has a company email. All right. Then everyone has to have a LastPass account. Everybody has to have a LastPass account. Security purposes. Then you know what I do? I'm trying to log into Google Suite, make sure it's Google Business Suite. Then let me tell you what I do. They have to sign a non-compete and an NDA. Latoya signed a non-compete and an NDA, because what you're not going to do is go out here as a subcontractor and then try to go work with my clients independently. Yes, they sign a non-compete for a year. So you have to be out of my business for a year before you can market to my clients. Period, point blank. I've been in this game for a long time, y'all. I've been in this game for a long time. Got it? So yes, I think it's Google Business Suites that we use. And so I just go in there and give everybody an email address. Perfect. What was the other thing that you made me think of too? Oh, we use Slack as a communication channel. So all of my team members are in Slack. They only can access Slack with their business email. So what happens is, if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, as soon as I cut that email off, you can't get access to nothing. Nothing has your personal email address on it. You cannot log into anything. Your password access is revoked from LastPass. Period, point blank. And we do offboarding. What could we have done better? Is there anything that you would change with working with Visions Consulting? I love that. Any additional questions? Yes. And we hosted weekly team meetings to set the intentions for the week. I love it. Yes, we did. Great question. Any additional questions? What I'm going to do is I want you guys to learn how to network, right? So I'm going to give you like a 10-minute break so that you guys can network with each other. But you got to remember, when I end this session, there's going to be reception, lounge. Any of my keynote speakers, if you want to, if you want to go to your table to have a conversation, you are definitely more than welcome to go to your table. Somebody tried to pay for the class. Send me a DM. And not to least, if you could put the link to grab the ticket to the 10K workshop. The pre-workshop is going to be November the 30th from 6 to 8. And then we're going to do the 2-day in December. And I'll also post it on Facebook, because as I end the session and we get ready to actually go into the summit, the live stream will be disconnected. I love you guys, and thank you so much for attending. Y'all like that, right? And then we'll come back and we'll be ready to kick off our morning session. Now, how many of you enjoyed my pre-session? Anybody enjoy my pre-session? You're not gonna hurt my feelings if you say no. I promise you. Even if you're online, did you enjoy the pre-session? I should be selling books. I love it here. Let me look at the let me go look at the leaderboard and see who in first place for the leaderboard. Because as soon as you sent me kisses. I feel so special. So special, so special, so special. Hey, Gwenny. Gwenny's going to be presenting today. So we're excited about Gwenny presenting today. I get hearts and kisses. All right, so y'all ready to network just a little bit? Let's kick it off. I'm going to end this session. It's going to dump you. It's going to dump you into our reception area. Oh, hold on. Let's go look at the leaderboard real quick. So it looks like Darlene is officially in first place and up for her copy of 100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozy. Looks like, Soy, you might get a 30-minute conversation with Nikisha. Stephanie, I don't know. Stephanie might beat you for the 30 minutes. She might get back up there because Stephanie already has a ticket. So we have to give Stephanie, you got a copy of my book? I might have to give you something else. We'll see. If you come up in third place and we already got a ticket for you, we'll make sure you but the day is still young. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Any last questions before we end our morning session? Yes, these are recorded. This entire summit is recorded. I got to pray on that one because I had not set up any VIP access to get access to the recordings. I might send it out. I don't know. It's one of those things that you got to be here. All right. So don't go too far. All right. Don't go too far. We will be back in less than 10 minutes so that we can get started and get ramped up for our morning session. All right. Let me turn. Y'all know I got to turn on a little music over here. Because that's just what keeps me going. So I'm going to go ahead and end this session, y'all. See y'all in a little bit. And make sure you be back 10 minutes.